Hello everybody, this is Jose Heredia from ADJ, celebrating 30 years of pure lighting excitement. We're right here in Las Vegas, Nevada for MBLV 2015, and it's a great pleasure to come back to you for the second day and last day of our live coverage right here at the booth. And today we have a very special treat. We have two of our seminars that we're going to bring to you live over the air, and I'm glad that you're here. Also, if you stick around, I may give you a very special VIP tour. I'll grab the camera and I'll walk around the booth and be able to get more of the sight and sounds of the booth, and that'll probably be the last thing we'll do. We're also giving away some prizes, but that's only for booth attendees, so that's another reason why you should come and attend any of the DJ shows and trade shows, conventions throughout the year at your given geographic location, whether it be the East Coast or the West Coast. So let's give you a rundown of what's going to happen in about 20 minutes. Our first presentation of the day will start at 3 p.m., which will be Truss 101, presented by Arnoldo Offeramnn. He's going to give you a brief rundown on the basics of Truss, giving you what to do and where to start and how to get it done. After that, at 4 o'clock, we have our last presentation, which is how to take control of your intelligent lighting. We'll be presenting several of our brand new DMX controllers, including the Wi-Fi NE1. So that's presented by Edgar, Bernal, and Oceguera. So once again, welcome for another edition of our live stream coverage of MBLV 2015 live learning seminars right here. Jose Heredia, your host. There it goes. There goes my little tag right there. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll be starting in about 20 minutes. So hang in there.
For a free giveaway. showing here, and once again, ADJ is celebrating 30 years as being a company and a leader in the lighting industry, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. And what I'm going to do right now is just show you some of the new products that we're showing, and I'm just going to go ahead and black out the booth. And one of the key products I want to show you is the one I'm actually using for the truss warmers. These are the 5P hexes. These are new part cans that are actually using 6 color LEDs. You have red, green, blue, white, and amber. And I'll just show you some of the colors you get out of this. This is a combination of the UV and the red. You can see you get a really nice pink out of that. And for the truss, it really makes it pop. I have some scenes in here that are pretty intense. They're fun. But these 5P hexes, very powerful if you're doing uplighting and you're looking for more colors to add. Definitely go with the 5P hexes. And if you need a little bit more power, we do have the 12P hex available now also. The next light is our Crazy 8. Not sure if you've had a chance to check it out yet, but the Crazy 8 is pretty much just like the name says. This is an 8 by 8 watt white LED, and you have dual tilting bars on there on a moving yoke, so you can pan that around and do some really nice effects with this. Very fast, very nice. So that's the Crazy 8. And for our bar fixtures, we have our Event Bar Pro to my left, your right, as well as our Event Bar Q4. And these are 8 watt LEDs. The Event Bar Pro has white LEDs, where the Event Bar Q4, it has quad LEDs. So you have red, green, blue, and white. And with these, with a DMX controller, you can actually independently control each one of those pin spots in case you wanted to pin spot a certain area in the room or light up a dinner table or something like that. So those are the event bars. The next lights I'll talk about are the ones we're actually using to light up the presentation area. These are great if you're looking for something, when you're looking for a white LED. This is the flat part TW series. We have a TW5 as well as a TW12. So that's the cool white. Also has an amber and a warm white. And with full on, you can see how much you get out of this. And what's nice about these, if you're using these for production, they're flicker free, so you're not going to get any unwanted strobing as in your video. And the next light, what's not actually a light, it's our fog machine. This is our Fog Fury Jet. Very awesome piece. This has red, green, blue, and amber LEDs, and as you can see there, the fog can shoot up easily about 25 to 30 feet, so a lot of power out of that. You can invert the Fog Fury Jet upside down if you wanted to, or shoot it straight at the crowd. You can have just fog, so if you want to do kind of a simulated CO2 effect, you could get that out of the Fog Fury Jet. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go ahead and just start the show, and then we're going to get started with Arnoldo's seminar. Everybody doing okay so far? And we got tons of giveaways still, so make sure you stick around. We love giving stuff away. So Arnoldo, you ready? Thank you.
Give it up for Edgar, everyone. That was awesome. And he's actually going to do a seminar in the next hour talking about taking control of your light show using some of our awesome new hardware controllers, such as the NE1, the DMX Operator 384. But meanwhile, I want to talk to you guys about creative truss design, because trussing is one of the great things that has made us a lot of money, because stuff wears out after a while. You know, technology always outshadows everything every year, but trussing we can use again and again and again. It's not like, you know, new technology all of a sudden superseded that. But before I start, though, you guys want some tickets, right? I'm going to throw out some tickets. I want to get a selfie with y'all right now. We got to do it. Everybody center. Ready? 1, 2, hands up. Woo! All right, here we go. Catch. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're making it rain in here. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way. So one of the great things about trussing is that it's what helped our company. And if for those of you that don't know, I run a company called 4 Schools Only. We are the largest school dance company in the state. We do some incredible setups, such as the one you see here. We're in a market where my competition tells me, oh man, you just can't get over $500 for a school dance DJ. And I hear that everywhere across the nation, but yeah, we're getting anywhere from 5 to 15 grand a school dance. But trussing is more than just for school dances. We have weddings now requesting it. We've got concerts, bands. There's a lot of different stuff that you can use trussing for. So first of all, why is trussing the smart choice? Well, it's the longest lasting capital. And as I said earlier, stuff depreciates after a while. You know, lighting gear or audio gear, there's always new technology that overtakes it. And that's just, you know, pretty much with everything. But not with trussing. Because of that, you also have the long-term return of investment. So once you buy a stick of truss, as long as you take care of it and have it inspected and make sure that, you know, there's no cracks in the welds or anything like that, you can use it again and again and again. Once that truss is paid for, every time you send it out, you're making money. It also adds the visual appeal to the show. You know, I can go out there and do this exact same prom with the exact same amount of lights for, you know, with T-stands and everything else and crank stands and just that. But just by adding trussing, I was able to triple my price tag. Because of that, it's also the easiest way to upgrade the setup and increase profits. Let's say for those of you that do, you know, let's say you're doing an outdoor pool party and they're doing like a nighttime pool party. Yeah, I could set up some T-stands and that's it. Or I could just do some real cool glow totems around the pool area. And I could use, if I'm worried about people splashing water on them, we have IP65 rated wireless party cans. And that way I can set it up, leave, come back later, easy money for a rental. So first, before you buy trussing, what do you need to know? Well, first I need to get my presenter notes. Most important about trussing, or the most important part about getting trussing is being safe about it. And if you've never done it before, you can always call Global Truss for help. But first I want to show you a couple different types of trussing that, you know, setups that we've done and everything else. Most important part about knowing as far as getting into trussing is transportation. This is one of our setups that we did for one of our school dances that we've also done for corporate events and all that. This will not fit in a car. I mean, I'm Hispanic. I can fit a lot of things in a small vehicle. That's just the truth, but you cannot fit that in there. But I've actually managed to fit this in just a standard cargo van and trailer. But you're going to need some sort of transportation for trussing. It's not a solo op project. You want to have multiple people to help you set it up. And you want to invest right the first time. And I've made this mistake time and time again as we started growing our company. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start with small trussing, then get the good F34 truss, like the ones you see around. And now I have a bunch of trussing that is just sitting there because, I mean, I can still rent it out and all that, but it's not making as much money as the other truss because I didn't pay attention the first time. So buy right the first time. Think about long-term in your business. And of course, safety. This is pretty much with anything, but now once you're getting into trussing, safety is the most important thing. You don't want to drop something on somebody's head. Unless it's that annoying kid that keeps asking for call me maybe, we'll forgive that. So when it comes to truss design, one of the things that I compared it to, because now that I started doing trussing, all of a sudden our competition started doing trussing. So I wanted to find a way to use global truss even further to expand ourselves above our competition. So I compared it to vehicles. So what do all these cars have in common? Well, they all have straight lines. And if you look at every single one of these cars, they're all straight lines. There's not a lot of curves, and they were popular in the 80s. Meaning straight lines, boxy designs, that's starting to get out. So we wanted to step the game up. And we started looking at newer cars, again, as an analogy. So what do we see here? We see a lot of curves. We see a clean, modern design, and we applied that for our trussing. And that's how we came up with something like this. So if you notice here on the corners, and I actually did this on purpose so we can take a photo so you can see the difference. This was our old truss design, and now our competition starting to use. So we stepped it to the next level by using the rounded corners. And I know that sounds like really picky on the details, but the details is what makes somebody stand out above everybody else. That's why people such like Randy Bartley, Mike Anderson, they talk about the 1% solution for emceeing. I'm talking the 1% solution for trussing and for lighting design. Something as simple as doing your drapes inside the truss, fire retardant drapes of course, really helped us stand out. But I also run a multi-op. We have multiple systems, and our guys want to get paid, and I can't pay them in peanuts. They want to pay in money. So I had to find a way to speed up the setup so we can get in and out. Not only to, make sure I save money on payroll and the people aren't slacking, but because we don't want to tell a hotel, yeah, we're going to be there till 5 o'clock in the morning breaking down. And that's how it used to be. Before we had crank stands, we would literally have to lift these truss things up by ourselves, and they got really heavy, and it was really slow. So we found a few different ways to speed things up. And we sped it up to the way that we also were able to cut back on the amount of people we needed per event. So again, of course, I already said it, but creative design is easier to achieve when you can speed up your setup. By the way, here's a tip. Try not to die during the setup. Now, again, this goes back to safety. If there is a little warning sign that says don't do something, don't do it. I'll tell you about that later. So a few things that we did to speed up. I'm actually going to talk about this product here. So one of our first stands that we had was the ST132, which is a great stand, a very popular product, but it has a winch. Are you guys all familiar with what a winch is? It's that steel safety cable. The more weight that I had on it, the harder it was to crank up. So we switched to these stands. Now we have the DT3900. On the other side, we have the 3800. We have the 4000. And then we've got the Big Mac Daddy 5200. But these stands have no winch. So later on, you guys feel free to just step up and try it out. As you crank this up, it literally cranks like butter. No matter if you got 20 pounds or 250 pounds, which is how much this one can hold, I can crank this thing 13 feet high, and I can do it with one hand. It's nice, smooth, soft, and it's got an auto-locking mechanism, so I don't have to worry about it coming crashing down on me. It's also lightweight, it folds up, and it fits inside my trussing, so I can quickly transport it and not worry about banging it up. So having a stand like this really sped up our setup, because instead of, let's say I'm doing a setup with 4 points, instead of having to have 4 people, we have 2 people. They crank up slowly on one side, go to the other side. We went back and forth while my other guys worked on the video screen or lighting programming or something, and it really sped things up. If you're just doing a simple truss setup, let's say you're just going to do 20 feet across your stage or 10 feet or whatever it may be, I can lift one side up, go on the other side, lift it up, crank it up, and now I've set up a nice big show by myself. And I'm not very tall, so if I can do it, anybody can do it. The other thing that we did to speed up our setup, we switched clamps. A lot of you guys may be familiar with the 360 style clamps, which we have all the way around. We actually have a new clamp here. I'll pass it around so you guys can check it out. There's 2 of them. We have the snap clamp, and the quick rig clamp. So what's different about these? First of all, they have a little hook. So when you clamp it on your truss, I guess I wish we had one a little shorter. When you clamp it on your truss, if you accidentally let go of your of the clamp, your light's not going to come crashing down because it hangs onto this hook. So it's got that nice little safety point. And the wing nut is on the back, so it's easier to lock in. But my favorite part is, how many of you guys use trussing right now? Okay, I'll ask you. Have you ever had to set up a light in the center, and it's got that center weld right there, and you can't clamp it in? This fits perfectly in between. So now you can clamp it, especially without cracking your weld. And we have 2 versions. We've got this guy over here. That's my favorite. I like the bigger wing nut because it requires less torque to tighten the lights. And then we've got the smaller one, which is a snap clamp. But check those out. Another thing that we did is we love hanging lights from everywhere, whether it's our speaker stands. We've put lights on top of our speakers before, and a lot of times if we have just a simple setup with, let's say, 20 feet of trussing on 2 stands, sometimes we need to hang stuff from that pole right there. The problem is most speaker stands and a stand like this is 1.5 inches. There's not a clamp that was out there before that would allow us to clamp lights on that. Just to give you an example, somebody came up and asked if you could do the beam sweepers right here, up and down, so you can do them on speaker stands for a neat effect. Well, you can, and you would use this clamp here. This is one of the 360, but it's a 1.5 inch clamp, so you can clamp it on any speaker stand. So now you don't have to use the plastic clamps. If you like the solid feel of the metal one, you can use that. Here, we'll pass this one around. So, I mean, that alone, I know it sounds crazy that these tiny little things save minutes, but every minute counts when you're talking about doing any kind of production. So as you start looking into trussing, there's 3 different types of truss designs that you can do, at least that I narrowed down to 3 different kinds. First, I call your normal setup. And that's this basic setup, well, basic, compared to what you can do. Again, 2 basic crank stands, and then you have your trussing all the way across. Now, everybody has a different price point on there, but do you know the difference for my company between having 2 T-stands with the same light show and then adding the trussing? About $500. It's $500 extra just to add 16 feet of trussing. There is no rental piece out there that's going to keep making that kind of money again and again and again and again. But what's nice about it is that it's flat, it's easier to set up, and you can get really creative too. If I wanted to, I could move my DJ system a little further up, put this 12-foot screen behind me, and now I have a DJ backdrop. So now we have that real cool instant club effect, and it's great for not just school dances, but if you're doing bar mitzvahs, if you're doing an award ceremony, and they want to light up the front and the back of the stage, you could use this as a backdrop for the award ceremony, have lights in the front, have lights in the back. And it also takes minimal space. I mean, this is only a 16-foot truss setup, so we were able to quickly get it in and out, and everything, including the photo booth, fit on a regular cargo van. It also works with most floor plans, and that's something you got to think about when you're designing your truss setup, especially if you work with hotels. Is whenever we work with the hotels, we tell them that, hey, we want to design where the floor plan is going to go, and our clients know this, because we don't want to come in and now there's stuff in the way and we can't set up our show and it's about an hour arguing with the hotel where everything's supposed to go. The second kind of truss design, the second kind of truss design is what I call a multi-level. And the multi-level is basically similar to the flat, but I don't have any crank stands, and there's 2 levels of truss. Because what we did is, we basically took the regular goalpost setup, and instead of using a 90-degree piece, we used a junction block. If you're not familiar with a junction block, it's the most versatile piece of truss out there. It allows you to put truss in any direction within that block. So then we had these 2 little wings sticking out to hang our bubble machine. We used the dots matrix, and that flooded a college event of 1,000 people, by the way, just using 2 of the dots matrix systems. And then we hung the video screen. They wanted something that would set up in a few minutes, that had a real nice backdrop, that had that club feel, but at the same time didn't take up a lot of space. And that was really cool. It does take a little bit more trussing, but it makes a more creative setup, and you can make a lot more money that way as well. Because of the multi-purpose, you can also do different configurations. If I decided I don't like the wings, I could have just put the junction blocks at the end, and now I have a 30-foot span of trussing, and I have more room if I needed to. Another kind of truss design I think is the most popular one amongst us mobile guys, and that is totems. I think everybody's seeing the totems nowadays. So how do you take a totem to the next level? Well, obviously we have the Pro covers, but we also have the Pro zip covers. And the Pro zip covers are just like this, but we've got little zippers every few inches, so that way you can clamp a light, you can clamp the shelf, which I'll show you the DT shelf in just a moment. So that way, for example, I could take a totem like this with a speaker, I undo the zippers, put my shelf, I put a moving head on top, and I got an instant quick setup. For those of you guys that do weddings, how many cocktail setups do you get? You guys ever get somebody say, hey, can you do a cocktail setup for us? So we have an upgrade for a cocktail setup. We set up something like this. We have, what we do is actually, we have a small speaker on the shelf that we have. We have one of the CPX8s that we put on a shelf. We have a tall totem, and then we have a TV that we mount on the top, and then we have another shelf with an iPad. And that iPad has a digital guest book. We use our iPad mount. There's a digital guest book, so they can see a slideshow. There's music playing on the other side for the cocktail hour, and they can also sign best wishes to the bride and groom. So suddenly we took a small $100 rental, and now we're turning into a $300-400 rental, or upsell before the wedding event. If you do multiple systems and you already work in an event, you can rent it out to other DJs in your area that may not have trussing. But the great thing about totems is that they're clean, they're inconspicuous. They're great for the bride that says, I want lighting, but I don't want it to look like there's lighting. And that's the way we sell it. We tell them, like, look, we can put these totems in the corner, match them with your wedding colors, make it fit the decor, but then when it's time to party, we're going to make this look like a nightclub. And that's been a big upsell for us. And it's also easy and not easy to set up. Now, here's what I mean by that. The tall truss, I can set the cables, not worry about it as much, we're good. With the totems, you have to clean your cables, you got to make it pretty, otherwise it looks like a rat's nest. But now, of course, if you have a sock, you can just run the cables down, no one's ever going to see it. So it's easy and not easy, meaning depending on what kind of tools you have. And actually, the official third type is what I call the Mac Daddy over-the-floor setup. Now, you don't see a lot of weddings with this kind of setup, but they do exist. I promise you they do exist. I've done quite a bit of them. But the over-the-floor setup really helps with two things. A, for school dances, if you guys do school dances, bar mitzvahs, or anything like that, it's the next level. What can you do that your other schools haven't done, that your friends haven't done? What's going to take your party to the next level? Right here. If you're doing a corporate event and they're saying, hey, you know, we want to hang some swag, but the hotel doesn't let us hang swag or there's no rigging points. Well, we can do some over-the-floor setups and we can hang swag from that. And now you have the effect that you want, and you're also making money on the side on that. It is big money, but it's also big money spent and big money made. These are our absolute biggest setups. And, you know, I've worked one-on-one with a lot of companies to try to help them get to that level. Once you get to it, if you charge right, you do make some buku money out of it. The most important part is Truss becomes part of the show. Yeah, I could have rigged this if I wanted to, but by having the legs, it creates a physical barrier of where the dance floor is supposed to be, and it creates almost like a psychological level of, I want the energy here. So we tell them, look, we can have the Truss synced with your wedding colors or your school colors, whatever you choose. We're going to make it part of the show, and we're going to keep students from going in areas where they shouldn't because that barrier that the Truss creates. So some of the new tools of the trade that we have. First of all, again, we've talked a little bit about the different Truss setups there, but there's just a couple photos just to show you some of the different ideas. And all the setups that you see are using somewhat in one way or another the tools that I'm going to show you. First one is my favorite, and that's the DT shelf. And that's the shelf that I told you about that I use for these kinds of totems. And it's very simple. It's literally a very sturdy shelf that's been welded onto clamps, and it's fit just right so you can put, I want to say about 40 or 50 pounds on it with no issue, because we've got some speakers on it with no problem. So what we did in this one here, we actually put the shelves to put our NO beam LEDs, so that we've got all our scanning lights, but I wanted beam lights to literally cut right through the student's head. So when the laser's going, because we don't want to crowd scan with a laser, we had these on a really thin point to make it look like they were part of the laser show as well. We've also done, now the reason there's duct tape, there's a good explanation for that, is because it was right next to the sub, so we wanted to keep it from moving around. But we use them for projector mapping as well. So we put our projector on the shelf, and now we can map the areas behind the DJ. Or if you're going to do, for example, let's say a bride and groom say, you know, we want something to look like it's outdoors. So you get a gobo projector such as the Icon. You order a glass gobo to look like a moon. You use, let's say, for example, the royal sky to create stars across the ceiling. But now you got a totem with a projector on it. And then right when the bride and groom come in, you get an animation of a shooting star. So you create a shooting star that goes from one end of the room to the other. Shooting star explodes, and the bride and groom's name is spelled across, you know, the sky, the ceiling. So there's some really cool stuff you can do with the shelf. My personal favorite, whenever I do bridal shows or anything like that, if you guys notice our sign-up area, we have our iPad mount. I put it on the shelf on a totem, and I have our business cards and everything else on there. This is for a basically like a prom fair almost. So the people come in, they sign up. If you do this at a bridal show, this is great because now you can get a unique way to get people to sign up. Now the app that I use is called Chimpadoodle or Chimpadito. It's part of MailChimp.com. It's a free app. It harnesses all the emails and puts it into a mailing list so you can contact your leads right away, and you can personalize a newsletter for each individual client. So it's a great app, and it's free, which is the best part. So we integrated it with our iPad and this, and now we got a really clean setup. And this was for, we call the NASC, is the National Association of Student Council. There were students from all over the world that are in charge of helping promote homecomings and proms. So of course I wanted to be there, and we had hundreds of sign-ups with this versus having somebody holding a clipboard, because this looks cool. It's that visual factor that gets people excited. One of my favorites is also the boom arm. I don't know if you guys have seen this on our videos before, but the boom arm allows you to hang a moving head or anything off to the side. What I've used it for is, I don't know if you guys do currently like over-the-floor setups or anything like that, but let's say you have that and then you have to do a gobo projector with a 750-watt bulb. That gets hot, and you may not want that near your other lights or near you in general. So we've used the boom arms to put those lights away from the other lights to keep the heat from melting. Or if you use a bubble machine. If you hang a bubble machine, which by the way is the most popular effect that we've done with school dances. I've brought celebrities, lasers, video screens. It's the bubble machine that everybody freaks out about, especially the glow-in-the-dark bubbles they really like. So we don't want bubble fluid to come back and hit our lights, so we'll put this one directly over us, a little further out, and that way the bubbles aren't coming back and hitting my equipment. The new one that we have that I also like, that we've used again for also cocktail-style setups, we have a smaller cocktail setup that we offer where it uses this plate right here. And this is the 4137 SAP. It's basically a top plate with a mount for your speaker, and that's what we're holding these on, so that way they don't come flying off. But a lot of times, we have a small jukebox app for the iPad, so we'll mount the iPad here, and now we have a portable, but really pretty looking jukebox that you can rent out for a couple $100s a day, or whatever you decide to rent out. But the really neat thing about this is you can also do some creative totem setups. You could take, for example, take this one down, make the totem a little bit higher, and put the LB3800. It's a round T-bar that Global Truss offers that's round, no clamps or no bolts, so you can clamp the lights directly on it. So now I can have my light all ready to go, pre-wire with the lights. I just lift up the light, put it on the stand or the totem, and you're good to go. So you can use it for more than just speakers. You can also use it for your lights as well. So now I have a complete totem setup for a hotel that tells me you have 30 minutes to set up. It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it's horrible. The other new tool that we have, it's really cool. It's called the 4121 7.5, and it's basically almost like we have the 90-degree corners. Well, this one is 7.5 degrees, and it's really cool if you're doing the big over-the-floor setups. You can now create a pitch truss setup. Now, where this is really handy, for those of you that do these kinds of setups, there are some hotel rooms that have these awful chandeliers that hang too low and you can't do any truss setups. This allows me to just avoid the chandeliers, go towards the center point where there's no chandelier, and come back. Or you can take multiple ones of these, stack them up, and now you have really curvy totems. So if you want to, if everybody in your area is doing totems, beat them to something different and start creating curved totems. Put a zip cover on it, and it looks really neat. Great if you're doing, let's say, a bar mitzvah, like we have a Alice in Wonderland theme. Well, we could do totems, but how about we make them look like they're warped? So again, some really unique things that you can do with it. So again, Global Truss in general has helped our business really grow. And it's a really scary frontier if you've never done it before, because there are people out there that use truss improperly. It's like, okay, how can I make this profitable and how can I make it safe? The guys here at Global Truss will help you out with that. Danny is the man when it comes to that. Robert, Access, or well, Edgar, we call him Access. They're all really knowledgeable and they do a great job with it. But if you guys have any questions, please come talk to me. This is my email, my website. Feel free to email me if you guys have any questions. Thank you all so much. Let's give away some free stuff. All right, here we go. Ready? Hands up, hands up, hands up. I'm going to keep my eyes closed so it doesn't look like I'm, cheating. All right. Here we go. We're going to do this wedding style. I'm going to throw back the bouquet. 1, 2, whee! All right, who's the next one to get married? Ready? 1, 2, whee! All right, thank you guys so much. Please make sure to go see Lauren in the front. Let her know you attended the live learning seminar. You'll get a ticket. And then in just a few minutes, don't forget, Edgar's going to talk to you about programming and taking control of your intelligent light show. After that, we'll also be giving away some more prizes and then the official grand prize giveaway. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is Jose Heredia live from MobileBeat 2015. We're here at the ADJ booth, and we're giving you streaming coverage of our live learning seminars for MobileBeat 2015. I'm your host, Jose Heredia. How's everybody out there? Giving a quick shout out to all our viewers online that's watching us right now. Let's start with Anthony Cahill, Alex Goshen, Eric Wilson. Hello, everybody. Jingles 8302. I see you. Raul Velez, Jake Chatburn, and many more. If you're not logged in, or just say hi, and then that way we can know that you're watching us live from our YouTube video page. So we've just completed about 30-40 minutes ago our first presentation with Arnoldo Offeramnn, giving us a brief rundown of trussing, the importance of using truss and different design concepts for any kind of application for weddings, school, dances, all sorts of stuff. Great information. If you missed it, don't worry, just go ahead and on the video YouTube page, there's a scrubber, that little circle that runs across the screen, across the red line. Move it all the way back to the rewind and you'll be able to see that presentation, and that's a beautiful thing about YouTube live video service. But we will continue our presentations at 4 o'clock. It will be our presentation on being able to control your intelligent lighting using some of our controllers like the Wi-Fi NE1. And as you can see, Brian Dowdle behind me photobombing our live stream right here. Yes, we're live. How you doing?
I'm good. What are we doing here then?
We're trying to let the people know what's going on so they can tune in and they're entertaining between the seminars. Would you like to send out a big shout out?
Yeah, big shout out to ADJ. It's always good to come to Las Vegas. Always good to catch up with you guys and see what you've got to offer. And you buy ADJ lights, they're still working a year later, which is all you can say for some others.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we have over here Andy. Andy, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Oh, where are you streaming out? Just straight streaming out. Oh, wow. Oh, it's fantastic.
Shout out. You want to send out a shout out?
Sorry?
A shout out to anybody?
No, it's just all the guys. If they're watching from the UK, it's a big hi. You've got to make it out here. Yeah, I can see now. It's popping up. You've got to make it out here to MobileBeat. It is so worth your while. Not just the show floor, but the education and everything else that's here as well. And of course, the big Vegas experience.
They've had the Vegas experience with the Pepper Mill and the Strip and everything else. Thank you very much, guys. Andy, it was a pleasure. And Nigel, thanks for stopping by and saying hello, our friends from across the pond. And just in about 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and continue our last presentation at 4 o'clock. But I want to give you guys a heads up. Please stick around after the last presentation. I'm going to give you guys a special treat. Okay, don't tell anybody what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the camera, and I'm going to take it off the tripod. We're going to be still live streaming, and we're going to give you a tour of the booth. So you're not going to want to miss that. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. You can stick with me. I'll put in the lavalier mic so I can go ahead and talk while I move the camera around. We're going to get a little bit closer to some of the products here. Maybe even take a peek at behind the computer where the CompuShow is running all the lights. We'll be able to hit some buttons and show some of the lights going on in there. So that's coming up right after the presentation, maybe about 4:20, 4:30. I think we're doing our grand raffle. So maybe after that, we have a raffle that we're giving away some stuff here at the show floor. Unfortunately, it's not open for our Ustream viewers at home. We will have more live webinars coming up, following up after our show here. April 4th is, I think, our next webinar, and that's titled What the Hex? That's a deep look into our Hex products, so you don't want to miss that. So here we go. Back to the stream, and very shortly, our last presentation of the day. Thank you very much for watching.
All right, we got our seminar happening in just any minute now. So guys, come on in, grab a seat. Edgar's going to talk to you about taking control of your intelligent light show. Then we got the grand prizes after that, so don't miss out. Also remember, all the cool kids are taking selfies nowadays, so you got to take a selfie with Edgar, world famous DMC champion turned DMX champion.
Those of you just joining us, it is 4 o'clock and we're just a little bit delayed on starting our presentation for a 4 o'clock presentation of Take Control of Your Intelligent Light Show. We're delayed because there is a raffle going on in the main stage, maybe about 10-20 feet in front of the DJ booth, and we don't want to disturb that presentation or that raffle going on right now. We have Mike Bonacorso, producer of the Mobile Beat DJ show, giving away some prizes. So once they're done, we will go ahead and start our presentation and talk a little bit more about how to control your Z Intelligent Light Show. Yes, that is a typo. I'm sorry.
All right, make sure you guys stop by the ADJ booth. We are going to be giving away some more free stuff. We got a seminar real quick coming up from Edgar. Right after that, we're doing our grand prizes. Make sure you see Lauren in the front. She's the one in the front with a little top hat, and she's going to tell you how you guys can get signed up to get awesome prizes. We got 3 grand prizes to give away. That's going to be in just a few minutes right after Edgar's seminar. So again, guys, come on into the ADJ booth. Grab yourselves a seat or stand to the side, whichever you wish. And Edgar's going to astound you with magic tricks.
Check. All right, so real quick before we get started, what I like to do is just show you some of the new products that we're showing. I know when you walk into the booth, everything's on and it gets kind of confusing, but one of the products I want to point out is our brand new ADJ Stinger, which is a new kind of centerpiece effect light that you can use. Street price on this is only going to be $199, and as you see, it has a laser on there. Some of the patterns that it does are really awesome. You have multicolor LEDs that kind of the effect of like our quad phase, which is a very popular effect light, as well as those 3-watt white strobes that will circle around just like that. So that's the brand new Stinger. And we also have one of my new favorites, which is right above you. This is the Starburst. And the Starburst is pretty much, if you're familiar with our Spherion or our Starball, this is kind of the new way of getting a mirror ball effect out of an LED. This is going to have multicolors, I believe 5 colors altogether. But if you're looking for that slow dance kind of white, that can do it. And with the Starburst, you actually have multi-control of the actual rotation of the ball, so you can have it spin slow or fast, but you can even move it in segments. So if you wanted to do a left to a right, you can do that with the Starburst, which I think is really cool for programming. Another new fixture is over here to my left. This is the new Mini Decker. This is great if you're looking for multiples, something to put on your T-bar, or simple light duty stand. You can use the Mini Decker. And let's see. So what I'll do now is, I think we're ready. You ready, Jose? How's everybody doing? Kind of sad that the show's coming to an end. I think 2 days was too short. What do you guys think? Yeah, I missed the 3 days. But got to do it. So my name's Edgar. I work for ADJ, product specialist, alongside with Marco, and he's also product specialist for the company. And what we're really doing here is just getting you guys excited, talking about a couple new controllers. But at 4:30, we're doing our grand prize drawing, so we want to make sure you guys are in here because you must be present to win. So if you guys are here, your chances are already good. So the first controller we're going to talk about briefly is the brand new DMX Operator 384. Now this is a very, very awesome entry-level controller that you can use for controlling lights. If you have par cans, if you have moving heads that you have maybe running on auto mode, if you want to take a little more control of your lights, have a little more unison with color, the 384 is definitely a way to go. Now I say moving heads because you see it does have a joystick on here, and what's really cool, you can actually remove this and replace it with actually like a knob for more control if you wanted to do that in case you didn't have moving heads. And with this, you have up to 12 fixtures that you can control. So that means if you had 6 uplights, 4 moving heads, you still have open 2 channels for a couple more lights if you want to add it to your show. And also keep in mind, whenever programming, fixture 1 could be your whole group of par cans. So if you had 12 par cans around the room and you want it all red, you could just use fixture 1, bring up channel 1, which is usually red, and have that go. And so with this, if you're familiar with our DMX Operator controllers, this works pretty much the same way, where you have all of your scenes up here that you can store, as well as chases. And with that, you can have a whole light show going with your adjusting your speed and your fades and everything like that. And also on the back, if Marco could flip this around, what's really cool about an entry-level controller like this, you still have the MIDI option. Just making a quick announcement.
There is not. We are all out here at 7 o'clock tonight. So today is the day to make your deals when you get hardware. 2 longer days when they
I'll just go on. So what's nice about this too, if you have an extra booth output of your mixer, you can use an RCA cable and go directly to your controller, and you can have everything going to the beat of the music. So this will auto detect the music, so you can have that control. And you also have your DMX out, as well as USB control on here. So if you had a software like MyDMX, you can use this to MIDI trigger scenes on your MyDMX. So a whole lot out of this controller that you can get, rack mountable, and up to 384 channels of control. That's the brand new DMX Operator 384. And I'll pass it over to Marco now, and I'll play the Vanna Wright role and hold up the Wi-Fi anyone.
All right. Everybody doing good? Yeah? You guys want some free stuff? All right. After the seminar, we'll hook you guys up. So you guys got to pay attention to what we're talking about here, because we're going to be asking you guys some questions, and then if you get the right answer, you might get a t-shirt, cell phone charger, and we got some other goodies. So American DJ just introduced this new controller. It's called our Wi-Fi NE1. We called it the NE1 for a very obvious reason. Anyone can use it. It's very simple to use. We have one set up right here with our Pocket series of lights. This is it right here, so we disconnected it. This is one of our prototypes. So what it is it's kind of an intelligent controller. It's kind of set up like one of the bigger consoles that you would see in a concert series in a very, very small package. It sells for about $249, And what it does is that we build a profile for the light, sort of like what we do with our software, like MyDMX 2.0. And if you don't know what a profile is of a light, basically it's a file, and that file contains all the specifics and technical information on the light as far as what channels of DMX control what. So it's a lot easier when the controller already knows what channel is pan, what channel is tilt, what channel is color, gobo, etc. And what we do is we load the profile into the light, into the controller here. And as you can see, we have our USB right there. And once you do it, you only do it once. It saves it in memory, and when you want to add lights later, then you just plug it in again and load your library of lights. This one will do up to 12 fixtures again, like our DMX operator and our 384. And once again, like Edgar said, it can be one light or it can be a group of lights. And so with our 12 fixtures right there, this one will actually do, I believe, a full universe. And you also have these mode buttons right there, which is what makes this controller unique. When you go into the mode, you can select the fixture, and I can select the fixture there if these are my moving heads. And then I can just select the color button, and then I could go through all the different buttons right here and select a different color, maybe on the color wheel, or if it's a wash fixture, I can just go to like red, green, blue, just by pressing the button. I don't have to move any sliders around and actually find the color. You can actually do that with these knobs if you wanted to have full control. So you still have full control like a regular DMX controller, but these are very easy to access colors. It has a gobo button, so I can select my light, I can select the color, I can select the gobo, and it also has some advanced effect lights, effect movements for your lights or for RGB mixing, like the palettes, right? And so what it allows you to do is to do very complicated movements very, very quickly. When we're done here, we'll hook it up again so you guys can get your hands on it. But you're able to do like a figure 8 in a matter of seconds, where before you would have to plot a bunch of different points on the DMX controller and then have them play back. It also has speed control and the effect size, so if you want the lights just to stay in a certain area, you can make it a very tight circle, or you can open it up quite a bit more. Sure.
If I can add, this is a great controller, like Marco was saying, because if you have moving heads or anything like that, this is what you've been looking for as far as in a hardware controller that has those effects that softwares have, as far as those effects generators to create movements with your lights. A lot of times you have your moving heads and they're doing certain colors and they're changing gobos on their own, and you would need a software or even a DMX controller. But with most DMX controllers that are generic, it takes a while for programming to find the color you want, the gobo you want. This is all at a push of a button. And one of the nice things about it is you see the antenna on there. It is wireless DMX ready with our Wi-Fi technology. So we have Wi-Fi batteries, which are battery operated. In case you didn't have a Wi-Fi product, you can treat that like a cable, and this could be your home run. But what's really nice, they still were courtesy enough to put the DMX out. So if you wanted to still use a DMX line, you could do that with the Wi-Fi Anyone.
It also has 12 banks, so you can create 12 different looks. It could be a static look, or it could be movement, if you have a nice show moving with a bunch of different lights. Or if you just want to have a spotlight in the center of the dance floor, you just push one of these buttons right here, and it saves it. You can also dim it at any time with one of the sliders here, or you can also make it strobe at any time. So, instead of having to program a scene just for that, we have a strobe button, a blackout button, a dimming. So it makes it very, very versatile, very easy to use. As far as the blackout, the way it works, so when you hit the button, the lights go to sleep. No? Actually, there's a pause button, and the dimming does that. It doesn't have any presets as far as the controller itself, but based on the lights that you're using, say you're using our Inno Pocket Wash, it'll have a bunch of preset colors, preset movements. So yes, in that sense, it does have those when you load the light in. Okay, so it's very simple to set up. It may sound a little complicated, but basically it's like loading a file on your computer. You find the file, you load it, done. Okay. All right, so this is our Wi-Fi Anyone. Once again, it works with our Wi-Fi products also. Which other product did you want to go over?
Oh, that's it. It's just these two.
Just these two?
Yeah.
Software.
So, huh?
Talk about software control at all?
No. No, that's it.
All right, so those are the two new products. We also have some other controllers here. On that podium over there, we have one called our Wi-Fi WLC16. It has 16 sliders, so it's very easy for you guys to access 16 different channels very quickly. Edgar's going to be throwing out some shirts, so you guys be ready there. And we also have our Wi-Fi RGB WHC that we use. It's a very basic controller that is great for uplighting. Has the wireless DMX built into it also. It has a palette right here of preset colors that are mapped out to ADJ lighting. And it has some built-in programs like color macros, auto fades, and you can also create 3 of your own presets. Very simple controller. It has the Wi-Fi technology built in. We actually have all our parts down here that you see down here on the floor that are battery operated with wireless DMX also. So these are just some of the solutions that you guys can use for uplighting, for moving heads, for taking control of your lighting. What are you guys using for your lighting? How many of you guys do a lot of lighting? Good. Uplighting. What do you guys use to control your uplighting? You just set the color and leave it? Okay. Would this be something that would make it easier for you to set a color and change it without having to go around the room? Yeah, so do you have to go around right now and change the color on each one independently? It would take way too much time. So yeah, this allows you to change all your lights in the room at a matter of a second. So these are some of the tools that American DJ is bringing to market for you guys to make it easier to go out and do your gigs. You guys have any questions on any of this stuff, how it works? Are you guys familiar with DMX, on how DMX works? Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. All right, so what was, do we got any prizes here?
Yeah, we do. We got shirts. Any chargers left?
I don't know what the chargers went.
Oh. Shirts.
All right, we got some more shirts here. So what was the name of our first controller? The first one? Nope, that was the second one. The one with the joystick on there. 384.
Got it?
It's the DMX Operator 384.
How about the second one?
All right. So what was the second controller? Everybody got that one right. We just throw a couple of shirts out there. So how many fixtures can you control with the Anyone? 12. I heard a 12 right here. You said 12 right here.
Who said 12?
Right here.
Who said shoot?
You said shoot. All right, if you already got one, hook up somebody next to you or something. All right, don't forget to sign up, you guys. We have some other gifts, some other prizes that are going to be given away here shortly. We're doing that at what, at 4:30? What time do we got? Well, we got 10 more minutes. We got Arnoldo here. You got to do one more presentation real quick?
Hey, everyone can come up for a pen.
Don't forget, we also have American Audio, which is our sister company right behind us. They do some really, really good powered speakers. We have a new battery-powered 15-inch speaker that is great for ceremonies. If you guys want to go take a look, we got some free pens right here. You want to poke somebody in the eye with those. All right, thanks for coming by the American DJ booth. Once again, we're celebrating our 30 years of being in business. For you guys, we appreciate your business, and we hope that you guys continue to use our products.
Give it up for Edgar and Marco one more time, everybody. All right, so check it out. In just a few minutes, we're going to do our grand prizes. What you got to do is go see Lauren. She's the one with the top hat over there. You can't miss her. Let her know that you guys attended the seminar, and you're going to get a ticket to be able to win your grand prize. So we're going to give you about 5 minutes, and then we're going to do the grand prize giveaway. And we got 3 prizes, actually, to give away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for this live feed of the Mobile Beat DJ show in Las Vegas. This is the ADJ booth. If you're just joining us, my name is Jose Heredia, your ADJ host, and we've just concluded our presentation on controlling your intelligent lighting with some of our products like the Wi-Fi NE1 and a couple of other products. Now, as I promised, I was going to go ahead and give you a tour of the ADJ booth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to time it so that it doesn't interfere with our raffle, which will happen at 4:30. So I'm thinking I could do it now and be able to give you a tour, even though there's a little bit of chaos going on. Or if you guys want, it's your choice. You let me know on the chat room what you guys want me to do. We could wait after the raffle and do the tour and give us a little bit more time to kind of get into deep with some of the products. Otherwise, if I do it now, I'm going to have to do it quickly, and there may be background noise and people in the way. So you guys let me know. I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to respond on the chat room to give me a heads up whether you want me to do the tour now or do the tour later. And what I mean by tour is I'm going to grab the camera from the tripod. I have about a 20-foot cable, which allows me to go mobile from my workstation, and I'm able to go ahead and get deeper into some of the products that we have on display. And I think I wanted to go and show you guys a little bit of the MyDMX software that is controlling some of the lights, even the CompuShow software that we have controlling some of the lights. So just hang in there tight. Go ahead and post it, your answers on the chat room, so I can know whether you want me to do the tour now or wait until after the raffle and do the tour then. Okay, so I wanted to check in with you guys, see how you guys are doing, whether you decided you want me to wait until after the raffle to give you a tour of the ADJ booth, or do it right now. And I'm looking at the chat room. I want to send out a big shout out to all the people watching. Alex Goshen, Lexicon 1967, Jingles 8302, Pedro Marte, Anthony Cahill, DJ Sean, welcome to the stream. We have Eric Wilson. Hello, Eric. He's usually out here at the shows, and we're certainly missing him, having a great time over here. I hope you guys can make it, and think about making the investment and coming out to the shows, either here in the East Coast, here in the West Coast or in the East Coast. There are lots of shows and trade shows, even DJ organizations, local DJ organizations meet up in a local area. Find out, go to Facebook and YouTube and all your other media sources so that you can find out how to network with other DJs. There's plenty of information out there for you guys, and we can only bring you so much. Okay, so let's see here. I think that we're going to wait. That is the consensus. We're going to wait until after the raffle. Would you guys like me to stream the raffle, or do you guys don't mind watching the raffle, or do you want me to kind of play the funky house music that we have and have you entertained by that? It's up to you guys. The raffle is only for people who are present here at the DJ show. And that's one of the reasons why you should come to the show, to be able to participate and learn. But also, you might enter into a raffle at a booth and you might win. So that extra $500 or $1,000 ticket that you got for the plane fare, the hotel, and your stay and your pass will probably get back to you just by winning a raffle. And we got a lot of cool raffles to give away today. So let me know on the chat room as well if you want me to stream the raffle. Looks like might be a good idea, just for the fun of it, and we'll stay unlocked right here on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Jose Heredia here, ADJ host for this live stream coverage of our live learning webinars here at MobileBeat 2015. All right, guys. This man standing next to me is probably the premier YouTube DJ on the internet today. If you look at him, you'll probably recognize him without his glasses or with his glasses. Come on, step on over here. Tell everybody who you are.
Okay, DJ Morrow, DJ Advice, but I lost my glasses somewhere in the casino because I think I was partying too much. No, I'm just kidding. Oh no, but seriously, it was really fun. The show was fun. It's the last day. It's sad, but I do like the Pocket Twins. Those are awesome. Now, I told Jose, if they're in white, oh, that would be awesome too. But I like them the way they are. I would take them right now.
Yes, he was commenting that if they were white, they'd be great for a wedding, elegant look and stuff like that.
You have the Pocket Spot, the ones in white. You also have the one in white as well. So, but that's for that if you want to buy two. So that'd still be okay. I would do that too.
So that's your current favorite light for here at Mobile Beat 2015.
And the Pocket Wash, I like that too. Okay, like you said, take one of each. Two, not one, but two of each. Yeah, because you need two. You don't need one. What would you do with one? Right. So you need at least two. At least two.
Excellent. Now, will we be seeing a video? There we go. Sometimes the microphone pops out accidentally. So we will be seeing a video from your YouTube channel very soon.
The things that I can't show you are for the things that happen in Vegas, stay in Vegas. But I will be showing you a few videos, probably maybe the tamale party, maybe some
We're
of the
going to close it in just a second. So as we're going to bring
now,
the boxes up
for
here.
those of you who are unfamiliar, Morrow hosts a tamale party, an unofficial Mobile Beat party at one of the suites or one of the rooms, and that party is tonight, but nobody knows the exact location. It's top secret, right?
Yeah.
Actually, really cool. As you guys know, or you may not know,
it's my friends.
It's
kind of like fans and friends.
Gas
and family.
prices went below
like
$2.
Jose's my family. He's really my
they
son.
just rebooted DuckTales.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we could see pictures and video of that event as the days go by on Facebook. We're going to go to the raffle, and thank you very much, Morrow, for stopping by.
Maybe I'll win. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Excellent. So we're going to take it back to the stage for our raffle by Arnoldo Offeramnn and some of our product specialists here at ADJ.
So what we're going to do is we're going to bring you guys over to the inside part over here. We're going to do a big grand prize giveaway. We are not taking any more tickets at this point. All right, let's do this. And now, how about some noise for our DMC/DMX champion Edgar for the awesome show that he put together, as well as all the guys here at ADJ, Global Truss, American Audio, and Planet DJ. So our third prize, we're going to start third all the way to the first, is an American Audio 19 MXR. Are you guys familiar with the MXR series of mixers? Basically, it's going to be an audio. Can we cut these lights for just a second? Thank you. It's a audio/MIDI mixer. So I've used mine not only to DJ with, but I've also used it to control my DMX with, or even different software with. And the winner of that is, drum roll. Now, if it's you, you got to scream as loud as you can. Sarah Navis. Sarah Navis. Oh, are you trying to say something? And you know what? Sparky's still taller than me. All right, Sarah, so you win a ticket. Congratulations. Now, so what we'll need you to do is, we're going to have you come over here, and they're going to bring you your mixer, I believe, or how are we doing this? Oh, we're going to ship it to you, because TSA will think it's a bomb, and then you're a flight risk, and... Yes, and we're going to have photos taken. And our next one, we have the ADJ event facade. And I believe they get choice of, some free t-shirts. We want everybody to be a winner. Let's see, you guys in the back, just like move, get out the way and get over here. Now remember, 30th anniversary. So when you guys ask yourselves, who's the one that brought lighting to DJs? One company. Who is it? 1, 2, 3. Hey! 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it for now. Next time you'll scream louder. Now our next prize is the ADJ event facade. Really easy to put together, and they get it in black or white, correct? All right, you get your choice. And the winner of that is, drum roll please. I cannot read that. Let's see, got a little bit, Joe Cadilla, Joe at pdji.com. Now everybody's gonna sign him up for spam. Oh, Casillas. Oh. All right, Joe Casillas. Are you here, Joe? Joe, you got to be present to win. Jeopardy music noise. He's not here. Too late. Next. Wah, wah, wah. Mark Manting. Well, we know who partied a little too much last night. Mark Manting. It's not you, Danny, so it's all good. Mark Manting. All right, going once, going twice. Wah, wah. All right. Turn it up. Wait, Mark, are you here? Mark Manting? Oh, no. However, Mark Frieda. No, just want to let you know you left your lights on. Okay. There you are, Mark. Congratulations. And the grand prize winner gets the experience of helping us break all this down. Now you get the glow totem packs from Global Truss. You get 2 of the glow totems, and you get the V-bar pack and the V-par pack. So you get quite a bit of lights on that. And the winner is, let's really shake this up. You guys got to dance meanwhile. I don't pick your name if you don't dance. Dance! There you go. All right. Dance, my minions. Dance. And the winner is Heidi Velez. And that also concludes our seminar on how not to hold a handheld. My bad. Thank you guys so much. Remember, who's the company that brought these products to you first? AD. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the show. Also, guys, remember, make sure you check out the back. We also have American Audio, Global Truss, and thank you guys to our Planet DJ guys. They're hooking you up with some amazing show specials. If you are missing your glasses, please come up over here, or we'll just find you if you run into the trussing as well. But again, make sure you guys talk to Planet DJ. They're going to hook you guys up. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Jose Heredia with ADJ, celebrating 30 years of pure lighting excitement. I have an extra bonus footage for you. We're just about ready to start our live stream tour of the ADJ booth here at Mobile Beat 2015. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a special guest with me that's going to conduct the tour with me. That's Arnoldo Offeramnn. So I'm going to be carrying the camera. We're going to take it out of the tripod. We're going to move around the booth so you get a much more feel than just a fixed position on the camera. It's going to be really great. We're going to try and have a little fun before we say goodbye for Mobile Beat 2015. That was the last seminar of the day. And let's go ahead and come back in just a few moments and we'll start our tour.
Hey guys, Arnoldo Offeramnn here with ADJ. We're at the 2015 Mobile Beat Las Vegas show. Guys, if you missed this show, you missed out on a lot. Aside from the fact there's a lot of great products, especially from ADJ, Global Truss America, and American Audio. We saw Jazzy Jeff, we saw Sir Mix-a-Lot, my buddy Jason Jani spinning up there for the party. It was absolutely incredible. Not to mention Penn. The show of all shows. You should have been here, but you're not. You're over there watching us. So let me show you a little bit about what's in the booth and what everybody's been excited about. But before I do that, let me tell you my favorite product. This is the new Wi-Fi Any1. You know what this board is great for? For the guy that comes up and says, you know, I want something like the Innos, but I don't want to use a remote control. I want to have DMX, but I don't want to program DMX. I want you, the guys at ADJ, to program it for me. Okay? No problem. That's what this board is. So it literally allows me to grab the fixtures. All I got to do is load the fixtures using a USB stick. I download it from the website. I load them in. I assign a number to them. And then I can literally start just choosing my color for the fixtures. See, here's the Inno Pocket Twins. And I can just change the color. I can change the gobo. I can change the movement, whatever I want it to do. And then I can save it on these little memory banks. Now you see 6 memory banks, but there's actually 12 because we have page buttons. So that means at a wedding, I can go ahead and just do a couple quick programs for like grand entrance, the toast, maybe a spotlight for the cake, and then I have some dance programs that I can do. And all that on the fly using this amazing board that is also Wi-Fi compatible. If you don't have Wi-Fi system, that's fine. On the back, we've got a regular DMX connector. But maybe you're the guy that says, okay, Arnoldo, that's pretty cool, but I want software. But I don't have $299 map for my DMX. Can you get me my DMX cheaper? Yes, I can. See, my DMX has been pretty popular, but we have the new My DMX Buddies. And guys, if you were here, you would have been able to pick it up even cheaper than MAP. But the My DMX Buddy is basically My DMX 2.0. Now, it's a little bit more limited. Instead of 512 channels, it gives you 256 channels. But that gives you a lot of control still. MIDI, Easy Remote, which is an app My DMX has where you can control it with your iPhone or Android, are not yet available for this one. But we're going to have it where you can upgrade and buy later on. So if you know that you'll eventually want the full version of My DMX, but you're not ready to commit, or maybe it's not on your budget yet, start with the Buddy, and you can always upgrade as you go. And My DMX Buddy, available now. It's an awesome product. I'm actually using it for my mobile guys, so they can quickly plug it in, have it underneath their console, run it to their lights, and all the stuff is pre-made for them. Let's go ahead and take a look. Actually, I did a video on these just recently, and that's the Inno Pocket Spot Twins. You You know what I really like about this is that I can actually mount this underneath my speaker, or I can put multiple of them on speaker stand. If I have a school event that wants an impressive show and they don't have a big budget, I could take, let's say, 2 or 3 of these, put them on tripods on either side of the DJ setup. It's a show that I can set up in a matter of minutes. But now with 3 on either side, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 moving heads at a fraction of the cost, and it would take not even an hour to set them all up. Now it's got a 12-watt LED rating on it, but don't let that deter you, because as I explained in the video, it's got a smaller surface area for the gobo, so that 12-watt really goes a long way. I've shot these 100 feet, still bright and visible. Love these.
They make a move on the controller?
Yes.
There we go.
The 16-bit pan and tilt gives you really accurate but really fast movements, so you can use it for pin spotting. You can use these as almost as fast as a scanner would go because of the small size. Now my buddy Joe Lott, you got to check out his YouTube video. He just did a great review on the Inno Pocket washes. You know, the Inno Pocket washes are amazing because you get a really bright amount of power for such a low cost, and again, really fast, smooth movements thanks to the small size and the 16-bit pan and tilt motors. You're going to get RGB and white LEDs out of this. This is the only light that I've seen of its size that's going to allow me to really wash an entire dance floor, or I could use the white to create a beautiful first dance moment, so that way I don't have those ugly yellow tungsten lights hotels have ruined the bride's wedding dress. It's an easy upsell and also controllable with the NE1. Now I'm going to show you 2 of my favorite lights, and they look killer with haze, and one of them looks killer with or without haze. But first let's start with this guy right over here. We're going to turn it on in just a second. Let me go ahead and turn him on for you. He's going to turn on in just a second. But over here, we have this funky shaped fixture, and this is the Visi Roller 2R. It's an amazing one-of-a-kind effect. There you go. Some really sharp, bright beams that come out of this. Add the prism, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you a funny story. I had this running with a couple of my lasers, and I was doing a sweep scan with the red lasers, and then I had these set on red. And the fire marshal comes up, he goes, "Hey, you can't crowd scan with them." I'm like, "This isn't a laser, it's a light." But this guy who's got experience running, working with lasers, thought that this was a laser because of how tight and crisp those beams are. And again, that is the Visi Roller 2R. Now, it's not an LED fixture, it's a 2R, but you're still going to get 6,000 hours out of a 2R bulb. Next to it, part of our 2R family, is the Warlock. And oh my goodness, is it beautiful. This Warlock gives you amazing colors, amazing gobos. Some of you are very familiar with the effect. But what makes this particular type of effect unique is that it looks great with or without haze. Because with haze, you're going to get these beautiful sharp beams moving around the room like no other light can give you. But if you don't have haze and you're just down on the dance floor, you're going to get the really cool, fast, sweeping patterns. Ignore this amazing carpet, but you're going to get this beautiful, sweeping patterns of color. Perfect for weddings, school dances. One light is all it takes to really stun and amaze your crowd. Now, the inner pocket roll has been upgraded to the new Fusion model. It's got a 15-watt LED, but it also has a diffracted laser attached to it. We're going to have Edgar turn it on in just a moment. So it gives you a really unique effect of a traditional barrel scan, but adding the laser on there gives you some really cool, unique combinations. So we made a booth. We wanted to show you what you can really do at a low cost. You see, years ago, when I wanted to design a booth with a video screen, I priced it out. And then after I woke up from the huge faint, after I saw the price tag, I never did it again. But now I can do it because we made it super affordable. What we have here are the Flash Cling 64 panels. There's only 6 panels here, right? We got 6 of them. There's no DMX at all. Instead, they connect with Cat5 using a protocol called ClingNet. ClingNet has no dongle or anything like that. We have a software that controls it, and you literally load them in. There's no addresses. As soon as you plug in the lights, they automatically appear on there, and you just drag and drop to design your show to make it look like I have here. And then I drop my videos. But not only that, but I can also do letters with my ClingNet. So we're going to have Marco over here, one of our product specialists, show you what it looks like when you scroll letters. So he's got two different programs going on at the same time. You can mix and match. It's really neat. ClingNet requires no special hardware other than having a gigabit internet card or a dongle if you use a MacBook. The program LED Master by Arceus is compatible with Mac or PC. Next to it is one of our brand new products, and I really like this one. This is also a ClingNet compatible fixture, and this is the Kling Batten. It's a little bit more high resolution, and you're with the frosted glass or with just a panel on it. Again, same concept as this, just a little bit more high res, gives you more options that you can play with. Now, from Truss, the most popular stand, we actually brought it over here from the back, and that's our DT3900. And if you've seen the videos, the great thing about these stands is there's no winch. So that means there's no cable that gets heavy the more weight you put on it, and you're worried about having to lock pins. It automatically does it for you. This is a stand that you put your light on top, crank it up, set it and forget it. Oh, and if you're worried about somebody messing with your stand, because people will do that, especially guests that had a little bit too much fun at the wedding reception, you can pull that handle out and you know nobody's gonna mess with the stand. And then last but not least, we've got our new Hex series, and we've got several cans, which is kind of hidden behind them. Can I have you guys move for just a second? I'm sorry. And just to give you in a nutshell, the Hex series, basically RGBW, amber, white, and UV. So you can do warm white, you can do hot pink, you can do black lights. We've got linear washes, we've got them in white, we've got them the traditional one, but then we have this new model, which is waterproof, or actually I'm going to give you that option last because I like this one the best. This has your Hex, again, RGBW, white, amber, UV. This is Wi-Fi, so it's already wireless DMX. It's got a long-lasting battery on it, and it's IP65. Now, for those who don't know what IP65 means, basically it means that it's going to be dust resistant. So if you're out in the desert and all of a sudden a snowstorm hits, or you're in the beach, somebody kicks sand on it, no sweat, it's good to go. Oh no, it rains, no worries. It's going to take the rain like a champ. So this is a great rental option. If you do a lot of bands or outdoor dances, you can set it and never worry that if it rains, something's going to happen. This thing is ready to take a good beating in every way, shape, and form when it comes to the weather. And then last but not least, out of the products that I really liked and that have been really popular, we also have the, actually, let's go over here first. We have the StarTech series. Now, for those of you that haven't been in the lighting game for a long time, we're celebrating 30 years, 1985 to now. ADJ was the first one to bring lights to the mobile DJ market with our infamous Aggressor light. And one of the great things about it is that the StarTech series, which is literally a throwback type light, we revamped it with LED, added some new features. So we have the Mini Decker, super affordable light that also runs on DMX too, so you can control the colors via DMX if you wanted to. You have the Stinger, which is a very popular effect that combines a lot of the effects that ADJ brought out. If you guys remember the Fusion Bar that ADJ had a while back that had all these effects combined together, this is a different version of it, including the tri-phase effect that we've had for a while too. Love the Stinger effect. And then the Starburst.
Can you go to the conference show?
Absolutely. Let's go and turn on the Stinger so you guys can see it. The Stinger is really cool. There it is right there. Now we've worked, the guys at the engineer have worked hard to really improve on it, especially based on the original tri-phase effect that we had to bring brighter LEDs, brighter strobes, sharper lasers. The Decker, let's go ahead and close that for a second. The Mini Decker right here. Again, lots of really pretty colors that you can do with it. You want a light that just throws out tons and tons of beams? This is it right here. And my personal favorite of the StarTech series is the Starburst. Now, if you guys remember the Spherion Tri-LED, this is new and improved because it gives you all the benefits of the Spherion, but with a lot more colors. Really fast movements back and forth. A really nice strobe. And Hex LEDs. I love the pink color. If you're doing a wedding and you want to wow them, if their color's pink or bar mitzvah or a quinceañera, that's it, a nice soft pink. The last one that I want to show you is the new DMX Operator 384. This is a throwback to some of the original DMX operators that ADJ has had for a long time now. Oops, hold on, where's our, that's not the DMX Operator. Where is our DMX Operator? DMX Operator? So, if you guys remember that original DMX Operator, it's a hardware DMX board. We wanted to have something that you can basically use to reprogram again. So again, we've got the 12 banks of scene or fixtures. You've got 8 banks of scenes, multiple pages, speed and fade faders. Oops, there we go. But do you know why I'm excited about this? Because I don't want to use this as a DMX board. I'm going to flip this little switch in the back and use it as a MIDI controller. So now I can control my DMX, or I can control CompuShow Live, which is our sister product from Malaysian. Or if you're going to use Grand VJ, you have 8 faders, which gives you a fader for each bank. You have faders for individual or buttons for individual scenes that Grand VJ has. So what we're going to do is when this comes out, we're going to make a mapper for Grand VJ. So if you're a video DJ, you get this, you get Grand VJ, you're going to be ready to go and start video mixing with this controller right away, or you can map it to My DMX or your favorite software program. And from the American audio side, we've got a couple great speakers. The CPXs have been a big hit. You got a nice clean sound out of them. You got a road-ready case. I have dropped them by accident down the stairs, and they take a beating. They're great for monitors, for cocktail systems, rentals. If you guys do rentals, you know that people will destroy rentals like crazy. These will be able to take that abuse. We also have the new ELS Go, and we've released a few videos of that on our YouTube channel. But the ELS Go is a battery-powered speaker in an 8-inch and a 15-inch model. But you know, the problem with battery-powered speakers is when the battery dies, it's usually really inconvenient, and then if the battery's completely dead where you can't recharge it anymore after years of use, you gotta buy a new battery. You gotta wait for it to come in. Not with these guys. You pop open the back, you go to an auto parts store, and you get a motorcycle battery, because that's what's running these speakers. We've designed it to run on a standard 12-volt or 6-volt, whatever, I believe 12-volt motorcycle battery, so that way you can just quickly plug and play and go. If you're gonna have a long show, you can just quickly switch back and forth between batteries. That's the new ELS Go, which also works with MP3, Bluetooth, SD, and the 15-inch model also has FM radio. So again, guys, representing the ADJ booth at Mobile Beat Las Vegas with ADJ, Global Trust America, American Audio, and our awesome guys here at Planet DJ. These guys right here. These guys right here. Awesome. Saving everybody money. And that's what we all want. We all want to save money. They were here saving everybody money. My name's Arnoldo Offeramnn. Thank you guys so much. Good night and God bless.
So ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everybody here at ADJ, we'd like to thank you for watching our live stream coverage of our booth right here at Mobile Beat 2015. Make sure that you stay tuned for upcoming webinars that are brand new and free for you to watch on our YouTube video page. Go to our website at adj.com for more information about our webinars, or you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll be constantly posting updates on our upcoming shows. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.